Hello, Kirk McDowell with Contribution Selling. Today I'm here to answer the question, how to close sales training. So how to close sales training. Um, Great, let's talk about what closing is. Closing is the actual transaction part, right? When somebody signs a contract, cuts a check, hands you a check, hands you cash, that's the close. When someone says, yes, I'll do that. Um, so a couple interesting things about that. Closing is usually the place where young salespeople get it wrong. Okay, young meaning inexperienced. Okay, young in the business. So the traditional approach to closing is something like close early, close often, close hard, close whatever. Right? Get the sales order or a restraining order. You may have heard that. Disgusting, awful. Um, but closing is the part where you get the person to sign the agreement, to cut the check, to say yes, to agree to do business. Now, I've been party to lots of different sales training over the years, and my experience of sales training, almost without exception, is that it's ever more subtle forms of manipulation. And it's gotten pretty sophisticated, psychological maneuvers and playing on emotions and fears and concerns and anxieties and all that kind of stuff. So that's not at all what I advocate, teach, preach, all that, right? I'm kind of against that. And so I want to reverse engineer the whole process to get to the end of the equation, marketing, prospecting, presenting, handling objections, answering questions. We'll get into that. That's part of closing. And then the question and the response, okay, the close. So first of all, what I think is really important, now typically I work with coaches, business consultants, people who are making a living with their mind or expertise or ability to contribute to others. And so my clientele typically has to sell and perform, right? What they're selling is their ability to make a difference, to offer a solution, coaching, consulting, courses, whatever. So first thing is you have to be the real deal. What do I mean by that? I mean, whatever's coming out of your mouth is exactly who and what you are. So salespeople tend to say things like I was really taught to do this, and oh, I just want to give you enough information to make sure you make the best decision possible, or it's really important that you say yes today because it's in your best interest, and all that kind of stuff. It's all baloney in the sense that people can make their own decisions, and people can be trusted to make decisions that are in their best interest. And it's not that the people are ignorant or dumb, it's just that they don't trust you, right? Because you're a salesperson, and they have to resist you because you're going to do something to them. You're the silver-tongued sales devil, and you're going to get them all twisted up, and your words are going to be so amazing that they're going to do something they don't want to do. At least that's their mindset, right? And so now that's well-deserved, okay? That is well-deserved. That is not a comment on the general public, right? Because I have been lied to so many times by so many salespeople, right? First thing I'm trying to figure out when I'm in a situation where I'm the buyer is this person the real deal? Do I trust them? Very simple question. Do I trust them, right? If the answer to do I trust them is a long answer, oh, well, then the answer is no. The affirmative answer to do I trust them is a one-word answer, and it's yes, right? So typically I don't trust the person that's working with me because they've let their true intentions out of the bag in some way, right? I was able to pierce through the illusion that they're there for me. And then they get a different person to work with, right? I'm a little more difficult to work with because I'm standing my ground, I'm holding my own, I'm not getting pushed or pulled or swayed or whatever, right? Now, that's well-deserved. So the problem isn't them, right? The problem is you need to be someone who can rise above the automatic assumption that you're the lying silver-tongued sales devil, right? How do you do that? Well, something I'd like to refer to as congruency of being. Congruency meaning everything, all indicators are kind of pointing in the same direction, you know. Being is literally who you're being. You're a human being, you're always being some kind of way. You might be watching this video, you might be being curious, you might be being interested, you might be judgmental, you might be annoyed, you might be impatient, you might be inspired, right? You might, like that, right? So there's a way that you're being at all times. So congruency of being is all the ways that you're being, everything that someone could observe about you, right, is all saying the same thing, right? So if I say I'm a man of honor and integrity, right, but I show up 5 minutes late and I don't mention it, right, those two things are at odds, right? I'm a man of honor and integrity, and when I break my word, I don't clean it up, acknowledge it, honor it, right? Or I say I'm someone who's committed to coming from love, and then I am a judgmental jerk, right? Those two things are diametrically opposed. There's a incongruency of being, right? Incongruency of being describes most salespeople, because most salespeople are saying one thing and being another. Oh, I'm here for you, just want to get down to the problem so we can help you solve it, so you can be free and you can be happy and you can have what you want and you can get the results what you want. Some of that might be in there, but for most salespeople, what they're really there for is to get the sale, close the deal. But they're talking over here, oh, I'm here for you, and oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. But over here, they're really just trying to get the deal done. And the customer can feel all of that. They can feel the incongruency, right? So, and then that's going to cause resistance in the closing, right? You show up, you don't ask enough questions, you don't fully appreciate and understand what they're dealing with, you didn't bother to find out the stuff that they've tried, you're not clear how much this problem costs them or how long they've had it, like you were incomplete in your diagnostic phase, and you're not really clear what the issue is or how to solve it, but your product sells widget A, right? And then most salespeople will take an incomplete picture and their product and their brochure and try to make it work, right? Hey, yeah, you got this problem, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is made for that. This is perfect. Yeah, you need to get this. People can feel that. That's BS, and people know, it, they know it, everybody knows it, and you got resistance. People talk about closing is hard, and oh my gosh, handling objections is nothing could be further from the truth, right? Closing is easy, right? If you've done the correct things to get to there, right? Handling objections actually doesn't exist. You create that as a salesperson who's being incongruent in their being. You're causing resistance and defensiveness and combativeness, and then you get to the close and you think closing is hard, or they have a million questions because they don't trust you, they don't want to do it, and you won't leave the office, right? So they're going to keep throwing questions at you, objections, until you go away. And people are pretty good at that because they've been talking to salespeople all their lives. They know if they just throw up enough resistance, you'll eventually go away, okay? So if you get to the point where you're handling objections, you've already lost. Okay, because that's an adversarial conversation. What about this? Oh, well, this is what about this? It's adversarial, right? It's not in partnership. It's not in flow. It's not moving in the same direction. An alternative could be, right? You show up like a professional doctor, right? So how long have you been experiencing this pain? Okay, and what have you tried to alleviate? Okay, is it how much does it cost you to have this pain going on? And when was the first time you noticed it? And was there any other surrounding events, any unusual circumstances? And have you engaged other consultants like me to help you with this? And how'd that work out? And why didn't that work out the way you wanted to? Or you've talked to 20 consultants and you haven't hired one. How come? What are you looking for that you're not finding? Is this problem embarrassing or painful or shameful for you? Do you have a budget lined up to solve this problem, or are you just trying to shoestring it together and do the best you can? And what would be the outcome if you didn't solve this problem, like for the next 5 years or the next 3 months or whatever it is? Like, diagnose the situation, understand what's going on, right? That's important. If you went to a doctor's office and they say, hey, welcome, here's your prescription. Like, Would you like to know what's wrong with me first? Listen, this handles almost everything. It'll probably be fine. That would not feel good, right? So that's kind of what salespeople do. Salespeople come in with their magic pill and they try to shove it down someone's throat, and they're curious and frustrated when the person shows resistance. So the alternative would be you show up as a professional. You're the real deal. You know what you're talking about. Your heart's clear and open, your mind is clear and open, you're ready to contribute, you're full of love, you're full of contribution, you're ready to make a difference for people. You go out, you professionally approach someone, you fully understand what the problem is, what the pain is, what they've tried before, how much it costs them, like you fully get it, and then you let them know you got it by reading it back to them. Hey, this is what I think you said, and this, that, and the other, and this piece here, and that piece there. Did I get that? No, you left this piece out. Okay, good. Now we got this piece in. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Beautiful. Well, I think I have an idea for you. Really? You have an idea for me? Oh, yeah, I think I can solve your problem. Really? You can solve my problem? Would you tell me about it? Sure. Would you like me to tell you about it? Yeah, tell me about it. Boom, you've got an opening as wide as a Mack truck. And then you lay it on them. You articulate why you think this is the right solution in a way that they can get it and they can understand it and they can appreciate it and they can say yes. And then the close is like, hey, would you like to give it a shot? Would you like to move forward? That's the close, right? Hey, you ready? Should we get started? If they say no, great, awesome. What's on your mind? Well, I have this question. Answer the question thoroughly. Don't handle objection. Answer the question until they have their answer. And then, well, so how's that sound? Would you like to try that? No, I have this other question. Great. Answer the question. How about now? Yeah, okay, good. I think it's great. Boom, close, right? Or no, I don't want to do it. Okay, hey, thanks for considering it. Maybe ask for a referral, but make sure you leave them better off than you found them. So closing is dirt simple. Just do the things correctly to get there, and it's easy. ContributionSelling.com. I've got some free training available. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot.